Can you guys believe that only 3 months ago we were living in a completely different America? We had an economy that was the envy of the world at the time. We had stability throughout the federal government. And we even had a president that respected the rule of law. And then you look at what we have today. You've got Elon Musk running around, shutting off funding he doesn't like, shutting down agencies he doesn't like. You've got Donald Trump ignoring court orders, stripping due process rights away from folks, shipping them off to a gulag in a faraway land. And again, all of this has gone down in less than 90 days, in less than 3 months' time. And Joe Biden recently came out and gave his first speech since leaving office, and it kind of just gives you a new appreciation for how far we've fallen this fast. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few moments from this speech. And I want everybody to take note of the empathy and the respect for human dignity that Joe Biden carries with him everywhere, but is completely lacking in somebody like Donald Trump. Here he is talking about how Republicans are trying to cut your Social Security. If you guys do appreciate my work, please do remember to subscribe.
We also faced a constant threat by some members, Republican members of the Congress, to cut and gut Social Security, period. Cut and gut it, period. They wanted to let Social Security expire every 5 years. That was a proposal. Let it expire every 5 years. Unless reauthorized by the Congress. Who in the hell do they think they are? Every 5 years and then wait around and be, no. I will not go further or get in trouble, but look, folks.
Now, I wish he would go further and, levy some more condemnation against what this administration is doing. Obviously, Joe Biden is pissed off here. He's been a staunch advocate for Social Security for decades. And now we have an administration that is coming in, laying off thousands of employees. People are now at risk of getting late or non-payment for the first time in the program's history. Of course, people are pissed off. And it seems like this administration could care less. These people don't care. They don't rely on Social Security, and they do not care if it's the American people who get hurt by missing out on those benefits that they have paid into their entire life. So I think everybody and most people in America are pissed off at what they are trying to do to our Social Security system. Here's Biden going after Trump for all of the damage that he has done in his first 100 days.
Fewer than 100 days, this new administration has made done so much damage and so much destruction. It's kind of breathtaking it could happen that soon. They've taken a hatchet to the Social Security Administration, pushing an additional 7,000 employees, 7,000 out the door in that time, including the most seasoned career officials. Now they're getting ready to push thousands more out the door. Already we can see the effects. For example, thousands of people use the Social Security website every single day to check on their benefits and submit their claims. But now, the technology division of Social Security Administration has been cut in half. And so the website's crashing. People can't sign on to their accounts. What do you think it does to that woman's living alone at 74 years checking, just not able to even find out she can't even find out what that disability claim is she has. She can't file a new disability claim.
Yeah, he's exactly right. You've got Elon Musk going and tampering around with everything. Like I said, he's fired thousands of employees, and this agency was already severely understaffed. And honestly, they've pulled off some sort of miracle because this is one of the most efficient, if not the most efficient program in the world's history. I mean, just think about, you got close to 70 million people who receive paychecks every month, and less than 1% is wrong payments. I mean, that is absolutely spectacular. Except you got Elon Musk and the Trump administration trying to claim that there's all this waste, fraud, and abuse in the system. And then they're, shutting down the phone lines and making all official communications go through Twitter. I mean, it is an absolute shit show. and is going to hurt the American people if it isn't doing so already. And like I said before, these people don't care. Donald Trump is never going to rely on Social Security. None of these people will. They have no respect for the American people who have paid into this program their entire life and were counting on it as part of their retirement. Here Biden is calling out Howard Lutnick for his shitty comments about Social Security.
But when he talked about the possibility of Social Security checks not going out this month, he shrugged it off. Here's what he said. He said his 94-year-old mother-in-law wouldn't complain, wouldn't bother her. She's probably a lovely woman. No kidding. Her son-in-law is a billionaire. What about that 94-year-old mother living all by herself? Doesn't have a billionaire in the family.
Yeah, most people don't have a billionaire or even a millionaire in the family that can just pick up the tab for a couple months if Social Security doesn't show up. I mean, for Howard Lutnick to go out there and even make that comment was just so unbelievable. But it really just shows that this administration does not care. And I don't think any of them do. They just care about themselves. They care about enriching all the oligarchs, everybody in the inner circle, at the expense of the American people. They are trying to rig the system in their favor. Here's Biden calling out Elon Musk for referring to Social Security as a Ponzi scheme.
We heard how others, empowered and emboldened by this administration, talk about Social Security. One of them called it a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme? What the hell are they talking about? People earn these benefits. They paid into that benefit. They rely on that benefit. And no one should take it away.
Yeah, that's exactly right, of course. You know, I think it's more than 80% of Americans, at least, agree with the fundamentals of Social Security, think it's a good program, don't want to see anybody touching it or altering it so it strips away benefits from other people. I mean, this is one of the most, if not the most popular program in our country's history. And I don't think that the Trump administration really understands that there is a large portion of seniors out there that rely on solely Social Security to get by on a month-to-month basis. And you've got Elon Musk running around, firing thousands of employees, messing with all of the systems. And now you've got people who are worried whether or not they're going to be able to feed themselves or pay their rent next month. I mean, it is absolutely wild. This should not be going down in the United States. And remember, Donald Trump made the promise that he wasn't going to touch Social Security. He wasn't going to touch Medicare or Medicaid. How many times did he promise that? But they get in, and we can see everything that they're doing, which is exactly contrary to those promises that he made. These people are just terrible humans who have no respect for the everyday American. Here's Biden talking about how Republicans want to break the system so they can rob it.
Got to ask yourself, why is this happening? Why are these guys taking aim at Social Security now? Well, they're following that old line from tech startups. The quote is, move fast, break things. Well, they're certainly breaking things. They're shooting first and aiming later. And as a result, the result is a lot of needless pain and sleepless nights. My friend Governor O'Malley knows what they're really up to. He says, and I love his quote, they want to wreck it so they can rob it. They want to wreck it so they can rob it.
Now, we've known that Republicans have wanted to mess with Social Security for a number of decades. They think it would be better serve people in the private market. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. But this has been their game plan for quite some time now. I mean, and just imagine where we are today compared to where we were just a few months ago. Could you ever imagine a Biden administration going in and gutting Social Security and making things so unstable that people are might not even get their checks at the proper time next month. I mean, could you just imagine if that were the case? Not only would Biden never, ever do that, but even if he did, Republicans would tear his head off. And they would be right to do so. Again, people have paid into this system for their lifetime and are counting on those benefits now that they are at retirement age. And the Trump administration is messing with all of that. It just shows a fundamental lack of respect and a fundamental lack of empathy shown by this administration. The cruelty is the point sometimes. And as Biden points out here, empathy is much more American than all of this cruelty.
The last thing they need from their government is deliberate cruelty. It's about people and neighbors across the country who look out for each other. You don't see empathy. They don't see it as a sign of weakness. They see empathy as a decent instinct. They don't see cruelty as a sign of strength. Social Security is about more than retirement accounts. It's about honoring a fundamental trust between government and people.
I mean, we see it everywhere we look now. The Trump administration is cruel for cruelty's sake. I don't think anybody in the administration possesses any empathy for the American people. They might show a tiny bit of empathy to people in their camp, in the MAGA movement. But if you ask them about liberals, they would much assume or have us suffer than to do anything that might make the country better for all of us. Because it's all about owning the libs when it comes to the MAGA movement. That is the number one priority. So they could tear everything down just to hurt us while they hurt themselves. And I just want everybody to ask themselves, shouldn't we have a little bit more empathy? Shouldn't we want a president that has empathy, has compassion for other human beings? If you're going to be the leader of the free world, shouldn't those two characteristics be top of list? Do we really want a president in there that is amoral, maybe a psychopath, who doesn't really care about anything but himself and maybe a few of his buddies? Is that really the kind of guy that we want to lead our country? Because I can tell you my answer. I mean, we're all humans. We're in this fight together. We're all Americans. We should be working to build a better America for everybody. Not just the ones that are in your little clique or in your little group. And so Biden asks the right question to leave things off here. Who are we? And what kind of America do we actually want to be?
Who are we? What makes us distinct from the rest of the world? It comes down to basic, in my view, fundamental American values. Nobody's king. Nobody's the boss. Everybody has a shot. All people are asking for is a shot. Honesty, decency, where hard work is rewarded. Have some faith in each other. Fairness, simple fairness. We can't go on like this as a divided nation, as divided as we are. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. It's never been this divided. Granted, it's roughly 30%, but it's a 30% that has no heart.
It's a 30% that has no heart. Now, I assume that he's talking about the MAGA movement, and that is kind of in alignment with what we were just talking about. The people in the MAGA movement aren't fighting for all Americans. They're fighting for them and their kind, right? Like I said, they'd much rather hurt us while they hurt themselves than to try to help everybody. Or at least that's the kind of ethos that they have been projecting into the world. I mean, that is what people on the outside looking in, that's what we see. And again, don't we want the dignity? Don't we want the respect for other human beings? You know, the difference between me and somebody like Benny Johnson, or name your MAGA whoever, is that I still believe that people in the MAGA movement should have health care. I still think they should be able to earn a wage that can support them and their families. But if you were to ask those same questions to people in the MAGA movement, I'm not confident that their answers would be the same. And I'm not disparaging everybody. I'm talking about the hardcore MAGA. You know the kind I'm talking about. The people who are cheering on people's due process rights getting stripped away and getting sent to a gulag down in El Salvador. People are cheering that on. It's absolutely disgusting. So I think it was good of Biden for getting out there, standing up for Social Security, calling out the current administration and all of the destruction that they have been doing over the past 90 days or so. And it really just gives us, like I said, a little bit more of appreciation of what we went from to what we are currently experiencing now. Which is better? Even if you're somebody who didn't like Biden, maybe you didn't have, excuse me, maybe you didn't agree with all of his policies, but there was some stability there. We had a good economy that was heading in the right direction. It wasn't perfect, but it was in the right direction. We didn't have to worry about people getting rounded up by men in black masks and maybe being sent to a faraway land. Those aren't things that you would ever have to worry about under a Biden administration. But those are the things that we are definitely concerned with now. Donald Trump is talking about rounding up American citizens and sending them off to El Salvador. Just completely against the law, no respect for our rule of law. It's absolutely disgusting. Hopefully, in 4 years' time, when the Mango Menace gets his ass out of the White House, fingers crossed, we can elect a president that's a little bit closer to Biden than he is the psychopath Trump. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We're trying to build something here on the left that adequately pushes back against the right-wing media ecosystem that just pretty much shovels shit for Donald Trump every single day. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to smash that subscribe button. It is free. And if you guys want to see how the Trump administration is still trying to play games as far as Kilmar Abrego Garcia goes, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.